Okay, for this week's discussion, our prompt is to talk about verbal versus nonverbal communication. I think the prompt was asking specifically whether or not nonverbal is more powerful or more useful than verbal communication. I think while nonverbal communication is important, obviously, I disagree that it has a greater impact than verbal communication. Just like some basic points, verbal communication is ultimately more powerful because it communicates exact meaning and allows people to express like more complex ideas. I think like the first main point of that is providing clarity and precision. Words allow us to communicate specific thoughts and intentions. Nonverbal signals can be interpreted differently by different people. If I cross my arms in a situation, that can mean that I'm angry or uncomfortable, or I'm simply just relaxed, depending on the situation and the people that are around me and who's actually interpreting those signals. But I feel like verbal communication, while still it's very easy to misunderstand somebody, it's much more black and white of whether you're exactly saying something. Of course, there can be sarcasm and whatnot, but it's pretty easy to tell exactly what someone's saying versus just a nonverbal cue. Especially if you're discussing things like school, work, or just communication in a relationship, clear verbal communication is necessary to avoid misunderstandings, or it's even required to rectify misunderstandings that already occur. Anyway, nonverbal cues can support an overall message, but I think they often need words to explain what they actually mean. The second reason is sharing complex ideas. Many important concepts cannot really be communicated through just body language alone. If I'm talking about my beliefs and values, instructions to somebody, or like trying to convey emotions in detail. Obviously, we can see emotions through verbal or nonverbal communication, but to really explain those emotions, actual words are, I think, required. I think especially as students, we can't really learn material from an instructor without verbal communication, so I think that's a big thing. But I think when resolving conflicts, people need to explain their thoughts and feelings through words rather than simply relying on nonverbal cues. So just to kind of restate, yeah, nonverbal communication is super important for the overall field of communication, and it plays an important role, but I disagree that it has a greater impact than verbal communication. So, yeah.